Welcome to another edition of Popcorn Bucket List. We're doing something a little bit different today. We had a different plan. The plan changed because things got crazy last night.
Things got wild.
At the time of this recording, the Oscars wrapped their show about 16 hours ago. Our original plan was we were going to just record it today, do a quick little thing at the beginning, and then go into the weekly preview. You guys were going to watch this on Thursday. So much happened.
It was insane.
We can't do that.
It was insane.
We can't. I'm not going to cut all the stuff we're going to say. I'd have to cut like 90% of what we're going to say here.
Yeah.
So what you're watching, hopefully here on Monday, is basically our recap of the Oscars. We will announce who won the Oscar challenge. Neither of us know yet.
We don't know yet.
We don't know each other's points. I have my punishment locked and loaded. I hope you're ready. Because I will win again. Confidence is key, kids.
Confidence is key.
And then we're going to go into, and then you'll see the weekly preview, the usual weekly stuff on Thursday as usual. So let's get into it. Oscars 2022. The show I think started off pretty much same as usual.
I think some people would say it was a hit.
Yeah. I thought it was an okay show overall. Did you just Oh my god.
Yes, let's
go.
Oh
my god. Okay, let's not tiptoe around it.
Yeah.
So Will Smith smacked Chris Rock on stage, live on TV.
And it was real. It wasn't planned.
I don't think it was a bit.
No,
I truly don't think it was a bit. And I know some people are probably, even if they come out and say it was, I don't think it was.
I don't think it was.
Because in live TV, sometimes you'll hear them like mute audio when someone's swearing or something. Like the audio was muted for like 10, 15 seconds straight.
Yes.
If this was a bit and if it was scripted, they would have scripted it so they wouldn't have gotten fined.
Yeah.
So
and they wouldn't have had the weird cutting that they did, and then it wouldn't have happened like that.
Yeah.
You don't show somebody yelling and screaming if they're muted.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
Yeah. So I don't think it was a bit.
No.
I think there's I mean, I joked about this with you last night. I mean, I couldn't even pay attention to the rest of the show, and we'll get more into that later.
Yeah.
Because like as you're going through Twitter, like people are reposting the video, they're like finding new angles. Like an Australian broadcast was recorded, so it was uncensored. I sent you that. I was rewatching this like this Zapruder film from the JFK assassination. Like just I tried to frame by frame it to see if he actually made contact, and he did.
Actually hit him. Yeah.
I mean the whole thing was crazy. Chris Rock, he comes on. He's presenting Best documentary feature, which is one of the least controversial categories in all of Oscars history. Like, this is like where the nice people come to play. You know, Chris Rock, he's making jokes, and it was pretty funny for a while there. And then he ended it with sort of like a joke towards Jada Smith. I'm not going to say the joke. I don't even necessarily agree with it. I didn't really get it either, and even when I got it, I didn't think it was funny.
Yeah.
Sometimes comedians
miss the mark.
Miss the mark, exactly. If you watch the clip, this is the most fascinating part for me. If you watch the live broadcast, at first Will is laughing.
Will laughs at it.
I mean, that is non-arguable. He's laughing. And then it cuts away. And then it cuts to Chris Rock, and he's kind of defending it because, like, the whole crowd is like, oh, that's not a great joke. He's like, oh, come on. And then you hear Will come up and slap Chris Rock. Audio gets muted for about 10, 15 seconds. Chris Rock doesn't really know what to do because he's presenting best documentary feature. So I don't know what Jada said or looked at him or something, but some conversation happened between those two, and because you don't go from laughing to a joke to going up and slapping someone on live TV in 10 seconds unless someone says something to you.
The best part was after with that whole situation, I was reading on Twitter that Will Smith's gonna get an Emmy because this happened on TV for that. It's funny.
He's on his way of getting his own EGOT. The whole thing was crazy, and I mean, we'll be talking about it for a while here, but I just got to give my thoughts on it, just in general. As far as whatever this beef is between Will and Chris, I don't really care. I've never cared about beef between celebrities. Whenever celebrities release diss tracks, they're always my least favorite thing. I don't care. It's between them. He can have a problem with the joke, and Chris Rock can defend a joke. I don't really care. If I have a problem with this whole situation, it boils down to he he hit Chris Rock, and that overshadowed the entire rest of the show.
Yep.
For 45 minutes after, we were still talking about it.
Yep.
And so now it's affecting other people. And if it's just them two, if it's in a back alley somewhere where they're just duking it out, again, I don't care because it's between the two of them. But now you're affecting Questlove, who was the winner of who produced the documentary, who won. And now instead of listening to his speech, I even joked with someone else. I was like, Questlove could have dropped 5 F-bombs during his speech, and I wouldn't have known, even though I was watching it.
Yeah.
Because I'm just frantically like, what just happened?
Yep.
And it affected the rest of the show. Mm-hmm. Even as Coda is winning Best Picture, a movie that represented the deaf community, one of the biggest moments in Oscars history. No one's going to talk about that.
Yep. The Coda community. Do you know what Coda stands for?
I did it one time. I can't remember. What is it?
Children of Deaf Adults.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that because they brought that up, and it was like, oh, I didn't know what that is. What that stood for.
It was a huge moment.
It was huge. There was so much to be learned from that, and people could have embraced and enjoyed that with them.
One of the actors who is part of the deaf community won Best Supporting Actor, deservedly so.
Yeah.
And it should go down as one of the most historic moments in Oscars history. But it affected the moment was truly crazy when it affected not only everything that happened after it, but when you think of now it's kind of overshadowed everything before it.
Yeah.
Now you see that clip and it's like, oh, it's not. Oh, that's the Oscar ceremony where the first deaf actor won. That's the Oscar ceremony where Will Smith hit Chris Rock.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's where I kind of have sort of a problem with it, I guess. As crazy as it all was, but we had to talk about it. I want to give my thoughts on it. We were texting about it for how long after the show, whatever.
But I agree with you, and I think just like the Oscars, we should move on to the next thing.
We should.
Because we can be done talking about those guys.
Let's move on to the other controversial thing. Zack Snyder stole the Oscars. And we talked about, we thought the Oscars was a good show beforehand. This was kind of the part of the show where I was like, okay, I was already thinking maybe we would have to do an extent, or this was kind of, I was like, okay, we're going to have to talk about this a little bit more. This is where it started getting crazy. So the Oscars tried to do a thing to make it more mainstream. They're trying, all right? And I give them respect. They're trying different things. I always respect that. So they introduced a fan vote for 2 awards, I believe, this year. Most cheerable moment and best fan favorite film or whatever.
Yeah.
And their reason was okay, you want Spider-Man to win an award? Here's your chance to have Spider-Man win an award. So they get to the cheer moment, which first of all, with both of these, they didn't really show them very well.
It was awful.
I didn't even notice that that's what was going on until about halfway through. They show the top 5, and I didn't even really know that's what we were doing.
Yeah, it was just it was like a 3-second title card, and then just went into the clips.
Yeah, so I don't even remember what the 5th and 4th one was, but then 3rd one was Avengers Assemble. 2nd place was the Spider-Man moment. Yeah, the thing that supposedly everyone thought would win because this is why we introduced it. So I'm sitting there thinking what in the world is gonna beat Spider-Man and Avengers Assemble? And then Flash from Justice League
what was
shows
that?
Up.
I started watching that and I was like, first off, if you're gonna pick Justice League, the best part in that film is when Superman is holding, is it Wonder Woman or Batman?
It's all three
all
of them.
And then he notices the Flash and he starts turning it. That's easily way better than Flash breaking this. And I hated the way he ran in that movie with throwing his fingers. It's so stupid. Sorry, lame. Oh man, I saw that and I threw up. The ice cream and cookies that I was eating, terrible.
So yeah, in the upset pick, the Snyder Cut beat Marvel, and yet again, Justice League, it may not be the most critically best movies.
Yeah.
They might not be the most box office earning as Marvel is. But Justice League and the DC Universe has been represented in the Oscars twice now.
Yes.
That's DCEU 2, MCU 0. And that is the only thing I have to hang my hat on right now.
Yes.
So already that's leaving a bad taste in people's mouths, and everyone automatically knows what's going on. It's the Snyder Bros, as they're called. It's this fan base on the social medias. They're the reason why the Snyder Cut exists, plain and simple. They essentially I guess you can
willed
call
it into existence.
Willed it, borderline cyberbullied Warner Brothers into doing it. And so then they made the movie happen. So then they get to fan favorite movie of the year. Again, movies, third place was that Johnny Depp one I never even heard of.
Yeah.
What was it? Memoriam or something like that?
Memoriam or something like that. Yeah.
I can't even remember what the other ones were. And then I'm like, oh, wait. Like Spider-Man again was like second or third or something like that. I was like, wait, what's going to be first? Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead.
I know. And the best part about that is I was watching with some friends, and I turned to a friend and I said, hey, we watched that movie. And he looked at me and he said, I didn't see that movie. I said, yes, we watched that movie. Remember it was in Vegas? He's like, oh, yeah.
I legit forgot that movie came out last year.
Yeah.
I even tweeted. I was like, I couldn't even remember this movie came out till it won this award.
Yeah.
And so the Snyder Bros came back again, 2-0.
And like I said, it's a fun movie, but if you're really comparing that to Spider-Man,
not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close. No. It's incredible what the internet can do.
Did you have to go online and vote? I never.
That was the other problem people had with it is like, wait, when were we allowed to vote for this?
When did we vote for this? When
was it I think a lot of people expected it to be during the show, like they would announce it, like voting's now open. But I think people like found out no, it was like beforehand.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know when you could vote for it. They didn't. That was the other thing is they didn't even like advertise it well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I couldn't believe it, but at the same time, I could. It was one of those things that made me literally go, "What?" and then like immediately like, that checks out.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, that checks out.
I believe it.
That makes sense. But yeah, the other thing I want to talk about, I kind of already mentioned Coda wins big, Best Supporting Actor, Best Picture. A lot of people thought Power of the Dog, with all of its nominations, was going to win a lot. It won like one thing, Best Director, I think it was.
Best Director.
12 nominations and it won one thing, just Best Director.
Yep.
So that was kind of a weird upset, I think, for a lot of people, was that it didn't perform as well there. A lot of the one that did perform well was Dune. It won like 6 out of the 7 it was nominated for.
Dune was awesome.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool to see as well. But as we alluded to at the top of the show, we still do not know who has won out of our Oscar challenge.
Yep.
23 categories. I made a last-minute audible because Best Picture has twice the amount of nominations. I feel like it's twice as hard to get that one right. That one counts as 2 points. So 23 nominations, 24 points possible.
Yep.
We're going to do what we did last year. We're going to raise our hands. I'm going to count us up. Once you no longer have that many right, you put your hand down, and then we see who has won. Are you ready?
I'm ready, baby.
All right. So as of right now, both hands are up. 0. Wait.
Gotcha.
You sick, demented man. All right. So, yeah. So if you have 1 right, keep it up.
All right.
2 right.
Boom.
3 right.
We got to build suspense. I was out last year after 5.
I know. I'm hoping the same thing again. You made me lose. Wait, what was that? Was I at 3?
3.
4 right. 5 right. 6 right. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13! Yes!
Dang it.
You did do better than last year.
I did.
You did
100. I did 100% better than last year.
So, 2 for 2 to the Dollhoff.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Woo! So, yeah. So yeah, I have a movie themed punishment for you. I've been watching a little bit of Impractical Jokers, so it feels along those veins. But you may remember we got a little bit of Licorice Pizza merch one time.
Oh yeah.
And one of them was a shirt that in no way, shape, or form would fit either of us. I don't know what day it's gonna be, but one day I'm gonna call upon you. And for one day, you have to wear this shirt.
Perfect.
For context, it's a large. If you think either of us look good in a large,
You're right.
just wait and see. And
Let me see that shirt.
Yeah. Hold on to it, because one of these days I'm gonna call you to wear it, and you're gonna need to wear it.
It's a cool shirt, though.
It is a cool shirt. It is, but probably not gonna fit either of us.
Yeah.
So yeah, on the day I choose, you will have to wear. He's testing his stretchability now. Don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. So yeah, that's everything that's going on for our Oscar recap. Check in with us on Thursday where we do our weekly episode. We're just going to keep recording into that, so you're going to see us wearing the same thing, same set durations, all of that. But check us out on Thursday for the weekly preview that we usually do here on Popcorn Bucket List. And thank you for watching me beat Ryan 2 years in a row.
Yeah, this is rough. This is rough.